Los Angeles. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
Hi, I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jessica Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available on Apple TV and Roku.
Right, today is Wealth Wednesday. I got it right. And we're going to talk about jumping from a traditional job to going independent. It's a big movement in the world right now. We know the truth, which is your birthright is abundance. Starts with health. We're going to claim it today, right here, right now, talking about how the universe is all abundant, how your mind is the only thing holding you back. Let's do this thing.
All right, Wealth Wednesday. Here we got.
Absolutely. We have two very special guests in the house who have mastered in their own rights. I'm so excited to welcome to the show Miss Cole Wood. She is a modelpreneur. Good morning, Cole.
Good morning.
And so nice to have you on the show, Emily. You are part of the Focus family. We're so excited to have you here. You are a master of network marketing. I can't wait to hear your secrets.
Thank you. Good morning.
So here on the show, we love to know what your morning routine is, how you start your day to get really into that mastermind mindset, right? What does that look like for you, Emily?
The start of every day, I make sure that I am on no electronics, no Facebook, no Instagram. That is a number one must. I do a meditation and prayer for about 10 minutes. I read 10 pages of a good book that I'm really feeling that I'm needing in my life at that time. It may be mindset, it may be self-love, it may be business, but I make sure I read about 10 pages, then I hit my workout, and then I'm able to get into my day. And I just have found by not getting on my electronics right away, I'm able to just get the downloads from God and just get focused on what I want and really, dictate my day and not let someone else do that for me.
Love
Be
it.
intentional.
Yeah.
Genius. I'd much rather get a download from God or the universe than download my inbox.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sure.
It was like less guesswork with God.
Yeah. Way to wake up not feeling, 26 steps behind every day.
Right.
Wow, that's perfect. Cole, what about you? What's your morning routine?
Mine is a little less involved. It actually starts with, I read that very successful people start the day by making their bed. So I try to make that a routine in my everyday. And I actually start my day listening to Lovely Day by Bill Withers, just to get me in a positive mood and get me going, and a hot shower, and also followed by affirmations.
Ooh, what are some of those affirmations? Would you mind sharing one with us?
Actually, one of my greatest affirmations is just as simple as be great today. Take a step every day towards being to where you want to be.
Way to claim that right of abundance, right, Erin?
Right? I love that song. That's my favorite song. How can you not be
It's
in
the
a good
perfect
mood if
feel-good
you listen to that song? Lovely day, for sure.
It's going to be a lovely morning here in Good Morning La La Land. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
So, okay,
What's your affirmation
I do
today?
have, what? Oh yeah, what's our affirmation? Let's just
Yeah, I'm very curious because, Cole brought that up, and I think that's something that we should really, be intentional about. I've been forgetting to do that. I've been forgetting to be intentional, which is like an oxymoron thing.
You intend to be intentional.
Yeah, what's your affirmation?
I tend to be intentional.
I do. I have the best of intentions with that intention setting thing. It's just not working out for me.
So what's your intention? What's your affirmation today, Jess?
I have been and I always will be everything I need to accomplish my goals and fulfill the desires of my heart.
Wow, bam, she just took that out
right?
from somewhere.
That's mine. That's
right.
mine. What about you, Erin?
Whenever I think about wealth, I just simply think that my birthright is abundance. And I mean, whatever's created the entire universe, that intelligence is who I am. So how can I not have abundance?
Love that.
I mean, I don't even, I'm past the affirmation. I just know, it's done.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like that too. I like to just plug in. For me,
Yep.
I want to be a living affirmation. And so to the extent that I can quiet my mind, I feel locked and loaded. So,
Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded, baby. Locked
He's
and
got
loaded.
the tweets. Always the tweets. Coming to the stand.
I think I think in sound bites more and more.
Well, I think that you don't realize how much you affect people. I mean, really and truly, because yesterday is a perfect example of that. So I went down to LA Kitchen, which is awesome. Robert Egger, big shout out to an incredible program down there. Check it out. Making a difference in the realm of making meals for people, ageism, people that can't get jobs, yes. But okay, so after that, so I'm downtown, I'm like, okay, I want to check out downtown a little more. And I'm driving along, and I had kind of kept my afternoon kind of open because I didn't know how long I was going to be down there. So I had a couple hours. So I'm driving along, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that there's all these the fashion district and the this and that. And I was like, oh, Rob Mack. I was like, the bracelets. So I knew there's bead stores down there, so I Googled it. And I go,
yes, the beads.
and it's my son's birthday next week, so I've been wanting to like make a bunch of bracelets for him because I want him to dress like Rob Pack.
Any man watching, just dress like Rob Pack.
How much do I love these women?
No, but so I go down, I go, okay, it's gonna be an hour, right? I put the little credit card and thing, I go in, it's like, ding, 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 an hour's gone by. I'm like, I better go put some more money in my car. It's like, I put another hour and a half. I'm in there, I'm like shopping all these different bead stores. Then you gotta decide which ones are gonna be like in between the beads, which colors,
It's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing. So, and then,
Why don't you just buy them, Erin?
I mean, no, let me tell you that after ding, 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 another hour and a half, more money in the thing, I go back and complete the sale. I was like, I could have just gone and bought a bunch of beads. By the time, the time, the effort, the whatever.
Oh,
They turn out to be like $500 beads because of the parking. The most expensive beads on the planet. Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, so now where do I get the pocket square? I gotta get the whole thing. I'm like,
I got you. You just call me.
I know.
And we'll go together.
Or you know who we could call?
Who?
Mr. Perry White.
Yes, we can.
We had a great guest on yesterday's show. Let's take a look at the rewind.
Good morning, La La Land, right here at Focus TV Network in West Hollywood. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And good morning, I'm Jasmine Moyer. I couldn't be more excited to be here live with you this morning, Los Angeles. Good morning.
The intention of the whole show and what kind of motivated, because it is Monday motivation, by the way, it's the theme of the day.
Hashtag.
So every day, hashtag, right? Every day we're gonna have a theme of the day and we'll get into that. But so make shift happen, or where shift happens, right? So some people know exactly what that is. It's like the shift in consciousness. It's a shift from being kind of not compassionate to being loving, whatever that is. But I mean, you explain it. What do you think?
Yeah.
What's the shift for you?
For me, it's a shift towards living a happier, healthier life.
I love that.
right?
He's so about happiness.
I'm sorry, I am, man. I was miserable way too
His
long.
book's called Happiness from the Inside Out. So everybody
enough.
like,
Being on the same page in our collective conscious and
Right.
bringing this all together and bringing it to you, LA. And this is about Los Angeles, is about La La Land. We want to know what you are doing, where you are going, what makes LA your home and your special place, so we can celebrate it, because this is a show for you.
right.
I got the lucky coin.
Right? We both have it. I want to. I love that. Yes.
I will pass
big
this
green.
on to you, Rob.
Thank you so
Pay
much.
it forward. It says here, I am spreading the love. You keep
Super
the change.
cool.
You keep the change. So we have to wrap up, and I just want to say I'm so excited, you guys. This is our very first day, and it's an honor
Oh my gosh.
to be with amazing human beings up to incredible things. Very passionate, very positive, and I just want to acknowledge Focus TV. I want to acknowledge everybody in Los Angeles, just amazing people, all the people up to fulfilling upon their dreams. Okay, that was a serious rewind. That was our very first show.
Yeah, that was not yesterday.
That was
And it doesn't feel like yesterday either.
Hashtag way back Wednesday. A little surprise from our executive producer, Andy Waldman. That was us on day one, setting our attention for the entire show.
Wow.
How powerful is that?
You coined it properly when you said, oh, it's not just Wealth Wednesday, it's Way Back Wednesday, it's Wow Wednesday, because that is a shocker to see that.
It's like, I mean, people are like, has it just blown by? You know, I'm like, no, it feels like it's been years. It's a lot of work.
No, but in the very best way. We couldn't do
totally.
it without the community. We're hashtag community powered here at Focus TV, from the guests, from the production, from just the all-around support from our friends and family in making this a reality for us. This is, you know, all of our dreams and all of our purpose to be able to create a platform to have these meaningful, conscious conversations. And we wouldn't be able to do it without you.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and all the people behind the scenes, Andy Waldman, of course,
Yeah.
right? Victoria,
Gina.
Gina, Tara, Franny,
All the above.
Miranda.
We love everybody.
Obviously.
It's been an honor. It's been an interesting, I feel like my life's in a petri dish, and I'm like, trying to go, so let's see what happens if we do this. Let's see. It's
an
so
experiment,
fun,
isn't
right?
it?
For sure.
Wow.
Right?
I don't know where you go from there.
So on that note, I say
we have the real rewind.
Let's do the real right.
Let's take a look at actually yesterday's episode. It's a noisy market in beauty, but when you do find good conscious products, it's marked right on the package. Cruelty-free, vegan, paraben free, not tested on animals. So I do just call out to you, if you were watching the show, do your best to choose a conscious product. Sure. We know you can't make that choice in everything, but when you can, I think it's really important.
Focus.
One of our guests today, Miss Marla Martinson, right here in the dating issue of Focus magazine. We're not just a TV network, we're also a quarterly luxury lifestyle magazine based here in Los Angeles. You can take a look here at her editorial spread. If you are not in the LA local area, you can go to focusmag.us.
And when I was 39, I had this transformation where my father passed away, and I said I cannot put on a waitress outfit one more time. I'm like, I can't at 40. I need something different. Not that it was a great career for what it was and allowed me to do acting and TV commercials, but I'm like, there's something else that other talents I have to bring out in the world, and I want to make a difference somehow. And I prayed and I used affirmation cards because I didn't know what. And my husband had a friend who was taking over the management position at a video dating service, and she hired me. And then from there, I moved on to Beverly Hills. And then from there, I moved on to my own boutique matchmaking service. Wow. And now coaching, doing transformational coaching for women.
I would recommend on a daily basis, kind of peeling away the things that you feel most comfortable wearing. If you have a favorite t-shirt, say, I'm not going to wear this t-shirt next week. I'm going to go out and find something that is like maybe a little more expressive. Something that is a little more out of my comfort zone, but just baby steps. Not all at once, because you're not gonna be comfortable, and people are gonna tell that you're not comfortable.
Could I meet a mystical matchmaker?
Only this one.
Only on La La Land, right?
Oh, absolutely. And what you didn't see is after the show, she gave me this whole really like magical chakra clearing. She's like, do you want me to do some work on you? I was like, I don't know what I'm saying yes to, but I'm a yes girl, so sure. And next thing you know, she's like running her hands over my aura and pulling energy cords out of me and splashing Palo Santo oil all over my body. I feel great today. Amazing. She cleared my chakras.
It's like a positive energy shower.
I guess so. It was great. So thank you very much.
I love that. So let's get to Wealth Wednesday today. We actually have somebody DM'd us. And the question of the day was, she's in her 20s. I have a job that I do not love. In fact, I kind of hate it. She says, I want to start my own online business, but I don't know where to start. Could you guys make some suggestions? And ooh, this is a tough one. I think that I know a few people in my life that are going through that exact same thing. And it's a huge transition into the online world. We're being really influenced into the entrepreneurship. And of course, like always, we never give advice, but we can talk from our own personal experience. And I do have an opinion on this for myself, because being an entrepreneur young, I think that it can be very scary knowing that the online world is a very, very intricate business world. And knowing your birthright is abundance, knowing that you can have total innovation. If you declare you truly want to do that, you can take a quantum leap overnight. However, having said that, I think that it is best to really start with really just getting into the research, getting involved with community, getting involved and following people that you really are mentors to you, and educating yourself, having as much wisdom as you can before you take that quantum leap. Yeah. Because otherwise you can get into a scarcity mindset, fear, if you don't have income coming in, and then it can stifle your creativity.
Such a good point.
It's really interesting because whether or not you're going into an online business or just taking the risk to change your career, to change whatever it is you're doing, I think it's important to recognize, one, it doesn't happen overnight, right? So don't expect yourself to be an overnight success. Release that, because you're not going to be, let's be honest. It's going to take a lot of work. And secondly, just because you have this idea doesn't mean you exactly have to quit what you are doing. You can maintain a level of that and stability and just start small. But the key is to start, because if you wait for the perfect opportunity to quit your job when you have enough money, when you have X, Y, and Z, you're never going to do it.
Such a good point.
Just start now and start small.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's a confusing thing, because people say, well, if everything's possible, I can manifest it overnight. Well, that's great, but there is things called like the law of growth. You've got to embody that which you're going to be an expert in the realm of, and that doesn't happen. Becoming an expert doesn't happen overnight.
No. I'm still a big proponent of reading. I mean, I think it's all about education, self-education. I saw this little study that basically said that if you read 1 hour a day, and if you did it for 70 years, you would be an international expert on that topic.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, self-education, I think, of course, is critical. You know, I'm also, I think, I wonder, you know, how many people are really sort of destined and built and designed to be entrepreneurs versus being employees or even contractors. Yeah. It's almost one of those things that I feel is sort of similar to having kids or getting married. Like, if, in the words of Jack Canfield, like if it's not a hell yes, it's a hell no.
Yeah. Well, there are personality tests. You can take personality tests, and you can find out if you are an innovator, if you're an implementer, if you're a sole researcher, or you're a detail person. And so you want to make sure that you're teaming up. If you do decide to be an entrepreneur, you need to team up with what is your kind of weakness in your personality, so that you can have a powerful team.
And I think it's important too, in considering like the management of your own expectations. If you try it and it doesn't work for you, that's okay. There is no shame in that. There's so many people right now, especially because in this world of Instagram and influencers, oh, I can be my own boss, babe. I'm just gonna do this all by myself. And then if it's not working for you, if you're not feeling fulfilled, whether or not you're earning a paycheck, but if you're not feeling fulfilled in your calling, it's okay not to do that. You can pivot, as they say in the world of startups and entrepreneurship, and just refocus on what you were doing. Maybe find a new job, a new corporation, a new way of doing a more traditional business without the life of an entrepreneur. It isn't for everybody, and that's okay.
100%. And to that end, it's better to start early. Like, start now. If you're even contemplating doing something in entrepreneurship, like, definitely want to do it early as opposed to waiting. The longer you wait, the more conservative you're going to become, and also the more you have to risk.
Absolutely. My mentors always say, fail fast, pivot hard.
There you go.
Just do it. Yeah. Fail, it's okay. You're going to fail at some point, so just do it fast.
Yeah. Right, so good. I think that anything around mindset for sure is important, but also Dr. Kiyosaki is one of my primary teachers in the realm of just straight up entrepreneurship. And there are, you know, you can go from being an employee to being self-employed, or to being a business owner, or to being an investor. And they're very, very different. And I do believe that spiritually we're meant to work together. So I think that being self-employed is not it's not fun, it's lonely, it's hard. Whereas owning a business has more challenges, but there's more rewards because you're building teams and things like that.
You know, one of the key things that I have found success in my career is shadowing someone. So you don't even have to commit to an internship or commit to being somebody's assistant, but meet the person whose career you want to emulate, shadow them for a day. See what it's really like to walk a day in their life, and if that's what you're really calling in for yourself. Yeah,
it's always great advice. We call it the bench test. You know, get actual experience, because the ideas you have in your head about what something will be like are always wrong.
Fake.
You're like missing so much information.
Yeah, it is not glamorous. It is not.
It's so true. When I started watching like online businesses, and I was seeing it looks so glamorous from the outside. It's like, oh, let's just make it all online. And it's like, it is way more intricate, more complex. It's very expensive, some of the platforms, and marketing yourself, and having your websites, and having your app, and having your platform for your courses. And it's, I mean, it can be thousands of dollars depending on where you're at.
Erin, absolutely. That's why I feel like if you're going to strike out on your own, or you're contemplating striking out on your own, it should be one of those things that you feel like you need to live.
You're right.
You need it to live. Like the way I am. Like, I love happiness. If somebody told me I could no longer talk about happiness, or I could no longer connect with executives or athletes anymore, ever, I would probably want to kill myself.
Right.
Like that. So I do the happiness coaching, and I do my work because I can't imagine anything else I'd rather do in the entire world. And I feel like that's how you should feel about entrepreneurship, who you marry, whether you have kids.
I agree completely, because it's going to be hard no matter what it is. Life is challenging.
Yeah.
It's a big course. So which course do you want to sign up for?
You're going to work less as being an entrepreneur. You're going to work a lot more.
It's so true.
So you have to make sure you love it.
Yeah, it never turns off.
Yeah.
Right.
You go to bed thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it, you eat, sleep, breathe it. You're never going to have personal time for yourself because you're in your own personal business.
Yeah.
That's right.
You are.
But knowing the truth that you definitely can do it, and that there's such beauty in taking that course, and there's discipline. I always think it's like there's such freedom in discipline, and if you can really learn how to discipline yourself and have an online business and live the laptop lifestyle, I truly believe that's where we're going. So take that leap if it's truly true for you. So honoring that.
I call it blissipline. Stay tuned. Back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Simone, associate producer here at Focus TV Network, America's first live streaming daily talk show network with my favorite girl.
I'm Jessica Lee, producer and co-host of Good Morning La La Land. So Victoria, tell me what happened this week in Focus?
So we had the Ren Wood Show
with the hilarious Ben Glebe.
Yeah, we had Mama Tix
with Harley Ruda, the potential next congressman of California.
Oh, we had Dr. Nina actually in the house.
It was an incredible show. Meredith O'Connor was here. You've definitely seen her on YouTube. And we also had Cole Woods, the modelpreneur.
We have 2 new exciting shows Some of them you may know from the Bachelor franchise. We had Josh Murray, Naked Chats. Yes, and
Josh Murray.
we had Demario Jackson in the hot seat.
We're so excited to welcome Lindsay Palis to the Focus family. She's got a new show, Eyes Up Here, and had a very special guest, Drama.
Speaking of Lindsay Palis, she was on Good Morning La La Land.
Yes, she was. We had a week full of very special guests. We also had a reality star from Real Housewives of Orange County, Gretchen Rossi.
Another Real Housewives of Orange County, we had Peggy Tanos.
And the jet guy, Hunter Gaylor. He is a man with a plan and a plane.
We had a special episode of Good Morning La La Land.
We did. It was co-hosted by Dr. Sandra Lee. You may know her as Dr. Pimple
Yes.
Popper. She brought in a slew of amazing industry guests. I'm so excited for you to take a look.
Have a divine day.
It's going to be a good morning, LaLa. And of course, we have a lot of fun here at Focus TV. We have a blooper reel hosted by Brittany Zonka.
The changes starting happening. It's nope, bad take. Nope, nope. Oh, sorry, I messed up. I was talking to the guest. It's a little fast. I bet you don't have one of those in your phone. Nope. Andy's like, damn it, I'm doing things over here. Usually I'm a one-hit wonder with my videos, but right now, how many takes are we on, Andy? Woo! Okay. I think it's maybe take 12. Nope, messed up one word at the end. It's gonna drive me insane. Listen, I've never done so many takes in my life on one video. That was a good one. Good? You like that one? Are we gonna do a blooper reel? Andy's like, you're already on all of them.
Thank you so much for tuning into This Week in Focus.
We're hashtag community powered. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are honoring hashtag Wealth Wednesday, and we have someone who has mastered that in the world of network marketing. Welcome to the show, Emily. Thank you so much for being here.
So excited.
So tell us a little bit about your journey in building this business for yourself.
Yeah, well, I started when I was 23. I was working in Minnesota as a nanny. I worked for a plastic surgeon. I did at-home massage therapy on the side. So I was working like 3 different jobs.
You were a hustler.
A hustler, getting nowhere fast. And a friend of mine started to do network marketing, and I was really intrigued by the products she was taking, but I was even more intrigued by the lifestyle that she led. She just looked really fulfilled. She was designing her days. She was choosing who she got to work with. And so
everything you weren't.
Everything I wasn't. Yeah, I was coming home so deflated, and I was living for the weekends. And it was just, you know, the hamster on the hamster wheel. That's where I was at. And so, you know, I went to her and I said, hey, is your company hiring? And I didn't know that it was this thing called network marketing. I didn't know it was this, you know, thing called, okay, you're gonna have to start from the bottom and you're gonna have to work your way up, and there's no paycheck, you know, every week without doing anything. Like, I didn't get it, right? But once I understood the business model and she explained it to me, I'm like, whoa. This is the business of the 21st century. Why didn't they teach me this in high school? Right. Like, I feel like, whoa, like I was lit on fire. But at that time, personally, you know, I had no personal development, never read a book. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I really was at a crossroads in my life where I didn't even know where I was living at the time. So I ended up moving in with her, my mentor, and I was sleeping on a mattress on the floor, so really starting from the bottom. And I just said, I will be your student. I want to dedicate this year of my life, no dating. I'm going to read books, I'm going to reprogram, and I want to learn this business.
Wow, that's inspiring. Do you mind if we say who that person is?
Oh gosh, not at all. Holly, her name is.
Okay, I thought it was Laura, I didn't know. Okay, great. Well, big shout out to Holly.
Yeah.
Nice to mentor.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. What a great story.
It's so interesting too to really think, you know what, I'm going to spend this whole year dedicating to reprogramming myself, because not only were you building a business, but you really did have to reprogram your mindset.
Oh,
Can you touch a little bit on that?
Yeah. So I grew up with a lot of hardship, raised by a single mom. You know, we didn't have excess of much, right? And so once I understood you can have anything you want and the world is yours, and I had so many limiting beliefs. Like, who am I to have what I want? And money was an issue for me. I mean, I held on to it, scarcity, all that. So what I started to do is practice affirmations, read Secrets of a Millionaire Mind, lots of books on money mindset. And more importantly, I think than anything, I hung around abundant people. And that started to just, you know, help me grow as a person and see their example.
I love that. Imagine if women, like, I know that some of our kind of walls to break through is believing that we can make money without a man. And I know that that's not all women, but some of us, that's been a big breakthrough thing. Right. I wonder what would happen for some women if they took the year, didn't date, dedicated themselves to their growth and to really fulfilling upon that. What an experience
like a lot of
that
women
would be.
beginning to walk that path.
Yeah.
Right. And what will happen is they'll attract the right partner, because if you're going to have your own business and go through that, you're going to grow. You know, your income can only grow to the extent that you grow yourself. And, you know, I feel like for me anyways, when I, you know, became more confident and started to love myself, it's the law of attraction. You attract better people in your life, and then you're in relationships for the right reasons, I feel.
It's interesting, though, you mentioned surrounding yourself with very abundant people. And for me, even personally, in my experience in developing my self-worth, sometimes it felt like I was trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what, this isn't a life I can keep up. I can't afford to drive the BMW. You don't want to see where I live.
Right.
I can't wear those shoes or carry that bag. But the more I was around those people, the more inspired I was. But they really had to flip that mindset, because for a long time I felt like I didn't belong.
Right. I was there. I remember she would buy plane tickets to go to different personal development conferences and stay in the nicest hotels, and we were at the W in Scottsdale, and I'm like, where am I? I get it. I was there.
I can't pay for this.
Yes.
I feel obligated now.
But instead, I just had to keep telling myself, you're worth it. You're going to get here. This is what you want. You know, instead of looking at as comparing, I was inspired. And I had to constantly tell myself that, though, because it was very easy to get a little jealous, or, you know, is this ever going to be it for me? Am I ever going to be able to have that? So I use that, you know, growth environment, I like to call it, as inspiration, and just watched what they did and how they did business and how they managed their time. And, you know, after a while, all of a sudden my income started to grow.
I like that. That's really cool to call it a growth environment.
Yeah.
Put yourself in a growth environment.
Yes.
Put yourself in with the Joneses. If
Yes.
that's the life you want,
Yes.
put yourself in and walk in those shoes.
Absolutely.
Although, to play a little bit of devil advocate, because like when I started, like the first like 100,000 or million that you save is the hardest. It's so hard. You have to scale back on spending money so that you can save money so that you can have that money
Let's
to
talk
whatever.
about the first 1,000.
Yeah. So like, what is that, like, how did you have to scale? Because I think that that's one of the pitfalls is people go, well, if I'm going to live this online thing, I've got to live glamorous, I've got to be able to go to the fabulous things, buy the restaurant, do this. And I'm thinking, how are they ever getting ahead? Because you got to save some money and do it first.
So be inspired by them, but my whole first year, I bought books, I spent money on personal development conferences, I borrowed clothes from girlfriends. I didn't spend anything. And I tell people that because I see that all the time where they make it, they spend it, and I really truly did not. I had an old desk, I had a vision board, my affirmations, a whiteboard so I could track my business progress, and I would use people to take my photos for social media, friends, whatever. I'll, take you to dinner, something like that. You know what I mean? So I didn't have these elaborate things I'd spend money on. I truly, truly did not. Because, when you own a business as well, you have to pay, it costs money.
So at what point then did that switch flip? Did you recognize, you know what, I am in this environment. I am this environment.
Yeah.
When did that happen for you?
So I started when I was 23 and then hit millionaire when I was 26. So
What?
that's really when I was like, okay, I can get the handbag I want.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I say that just to make people realize watching, like truly though, I didn't go out, I didn't have my dream car, I didn't have any of that stuff. I was just working, and falling in love with the process and falling in love with impacting people. That what really happened when I put others in front of me and started to serve, that's what grew the business. And then all of a sudden I was like, whoa, like, cool, I have all this money now, that's great, but that's not what provides happiness. Let's just,
That is so profound.
Yeah.
So of course, one of our favorite books here is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. But what people don't know is that when he wrote that book in like his 20s and 30s. When he was 70, he wrote a book called Grow Rich with Peace of Mind because he lost all of his money and he remade it. And he realized through the process that he had no peace of mind, that true wealth was peace of mind, in addition to having this other kind of abundance. Right?
Yes.
And what he said, which is what you just nailed, is that he learned the importance of a process orientation as opposed to a results orientation, right? And of course, the importance of service.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that developed for you, those two things developed for you along the way, or is that something you were clear about entering in to the sort of entrepreneurial path there?
I started to get it even more the more I went with it, and I started to realize at first, starting a business when you're 23, you just want to be your own boss, like you're kind of selfish. And then I realized this is going to get me nowhere. And as I grew, my heart started to change. And as I would sit with people and hear their goals and their dreams, and knowing I had a plan that could help them, that's when everything started to change, and I just became addicted to it. I just wanted to hear stories and stories and stories. And
so what's been the most rewarding part of your journey for you?
The stories. The mom, I could cry. The mom that gets to stay home and raise her kids instead of ship them off. The couples that get to work this together. We have over 57 people that make over a 6-figure income and 6 millionaires because I decided to go first.
And you were the youngest millionaire in your company.
Yeah, so that to me is the greatest, knowing that, other people in the Midwest, I have a big group in the Midwest, they've changed their whole family's financial blueprint. And it's not the money, it's the people they have become in the process. I've seen, women that are so quiet and they hide behind a mask, and I've seen them just explode into speakers, and it's just the greatest thing on the planet.
Has financial freedom allowed you to grow?
Yes, so much. I actually, have been to Africa. I've been able to serve on such a high level, give back. If someone's in need, yes, so much. I've grown. I mean, every single year, you watch a rerun and you're like laughing because you're like, oh my gosh, I've grown.
You call it multi-level marketing, or you call it what?
Network marketing.
So what's interesting about that is there's a lot of negative thoughts around it, but I've seen quite the opposite, and I've seen quite a few groups of women that are become very, very supported very successful because they are part of this community that's all, you know, cheering for one another.
Yeah.
What's that been like, and why would you recommend getting involved with it?
Yeah, it's been amazing. You have all these people that are like, I'll help you, I'll help you, I'll help you. I was mentored by a millionaire. I didn't have to pay her anything, you know? So the support has been amazing. The community has been amazing. You're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. So it's a great start for people in entrepreneurship that say, I don't know how to invent a product. I'm not a formulator. I don't know, you know, I don't know what to do. Well, it's like if you can just pinpoint, do I like health? Do I like travel? There's probably a network marketing company for you, right? And it's the fastest growing business model in the world right now. We just did under 190 billion worldwide. I mean, it is huge. If you look at America, a lot of people have a product from a network marketing company. And so it's getting sexier. The days of the 1980s of, you know, the old school companies where you'd have to go to the neighbors and ring the doorbell and, you know, can I present my plan to you? That's gone. I mean, the internet, it's the new wave. And I truly believe that everybody should have residual income, and it's a way to do it while you're working your full-time job.
I'm all about residual income.
Yeah.
Really like that.
All about
It's
that.
good stuff.
I've never tried it, but I'd like to.
So are you married?
Yes.
And tell us about that.
Yes. So I've been married for 6 years, and my husband's my business partner.
Wonderful.
And he does this business as well.
So what's your secret to power coupling?
Oh, communication and playing at each other's strengths. That's something I've had to realize through the years. Like, I am a little bit more power forward. This is what's going on. And he has amazing strengths in other areas with numbers, with organization. You know, I kind of say, this is where we're going. And then he'll lay out the road cones. You know what I mean? So just playing at each other's strengths would be huge, and not trying to make someone that they're not.
Well, what do you do for
Yeah.
fun? I mean,
Yeah.
what if you have a day that's not an income-producing day? Are you allowed to do that?
Yes.
What do you do?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I go to the spa, go, you know, outside, do, you know, in the outdoors. I like to go shop, of course. You know, every day is fun. I mean, it really is. And some days I work 2 hours, some days I work 8 hours. It just kind of depends. Traveling is huge, though.
What's the most challenging part of your day-to-day life?
For me, it's when to turn it off. Because I could do it all day, every day.
Addiction, really.
Well,
It's
see,
an addiction.
especially if you're married to your business partner. How do you then not sit down at breakfast, lunch, and dinner and
Right.
talk business?
Right. Yeah, it's exactly. It's just knowing when to turn it off, and hey, I need a break, and I need to talk about something else. I need to meet someone else that's in a different world than this world. Yeah, for sure.
I love that. Well, where can people work with you?
They can find me on Instagram at Emily Vavra. Just hit me up there, and I can, you know, let you see what we do if it's for you. Or
I love it. Go to our
appreciate
Instagram.
that.
We've got some
Thank
great,
you.
like, fun, powerful quotes and stuff.
Yeah.
Super cute.
Thank
Very
you.
inspiring
Love
to
it.
follow.
Yep.
Well, stay
Thank
tuned. We'll
you.
be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
Roll.
Drum roll, please. Part of the Focus TV family, Ms. Kelly Gores is gracing the cover this month. She is the filmmaker behind the Heal documentary. We have a very special interview with Mr. Mark Teschner, Ellen Rakitin, and of course some incredible people. We even have a special video about it as well. It's very near and dear to my heart because this issue I actually was the managing editor.
You
Wow.
did so much work,
Jasmine.
Jazz.
Yeah,
Big
thank
shout out
you.
to Andy and you and everyone that has been involved for sure.
Thank you, Andy, for the opportunity to be such an active part in this community.
Speaking of empowerment, Jeslyn, you crushed it.
Right?
Wow,
Boy.
thank you, Rob.
Serious.
You are a power player, girl.
I really appreciate that. I couldn't do it without the both of you. You are my enlightenment. You are my life school every morning. So thank you for letting me be a part of your
So
community.
awesome. For people that haven't seen the documentary, let's just give them a little overview of what is the documentary. We're going to show the trailer in a minute, but from your perspective, tell them a little bit about it.
Yes, so the film is basically showing people how incredible the body is and how we're designed to heal, and how big of an impact our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions have on our physical body. So, as you guys were mentioning before, those 9 healing essentials that people, tapped into, only 2 of them are physical. The rest were mental, emotional, and spiritual. So that I look at as kind of the ratio for what you need. If you want to heal physically, you really need to bring in the emotional and mental factors. You know, and we see it in the placebo effect, how what you believe affects your biochemistry and your physiology. So belief and the mind-body connection is very powerful.
Good morning, La La Land, and we have the huge honor of being with Lillian Garcia.
Oh my God.
This month, gracing the cover of the Influence issue
Look
of
at that.
Magazine. Thank you so much
God,
for being
It's a beautiful
here.
picture.
So gorgeous.
Holy crow. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is really crazy. I mean,
It's beautiful.
you guys
picture.
have no
It is.
idea what this means to me.
It does?
Yeah,
Aw.
it does. I tear up like so easy sometimes, but no, this is great.
But you're
Thank
such-
you.
Of course, is the cover. Gorgeous.
Oh my God,
gorgeous
that
cover.
is so awesome.
And we have another little surprise for you, which is your article within the magazine.
This is
and
so
the cover.
amazing. Holy moly, what is
A
going
real
on? Oh my
biggie.
God.
Oh.
When I'm out of town, I will leave that for my husband.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I'm so excited to welcome a dear friend to the show, Cole Wood. She is the OG modelpreneur.
Love that.
You are so incredibly gorgeous. It's ridiculous.
Thank you.
From the basketball courts to the runway, tell us a little bit about your journey.
Actually, you know, I was actually called the Barbie of my team because I started doing makeup when I was playing basketball. Believe it or not, I was wearing a full face makeup during our games. That was my pregame ritual because our games were on TV. So
That's
I
hilarious.
just wanted to make sure I had it all together. And I always told my teammates, they always ask me, how do you do that? How do you sweat and play basketball? And I always tell them, you dab, don't wipe.
You gotta figure it out.
That must have worked
Yeah.
well for you posterizing people.
Yeah,
Right? When you're
yeah.
dunking, yeah.
My pictures come out
Perfect.
good.
Yeah, no Photoshop necessary.
But it hasn't always been easy for you, right?
No.
Tell us a little bit about your journey.
I wasn't always comfortable being as tall as I was. I didn't actually get comfortable with it until I got to college and I had teammates that were taller than me. And I never wore heels before that either. I had a teammate that was 6'6" without heels. And whenever we would go out, she would want to put heels on. And I would look at her like, you know what, that's right. Like, why not? We're already tall. We might as well give them something to look at.
Because sometimes when you can just put on the high heels, you feel like a different person, right?
Exactly. It just complements an outfit. It complements a look.
So tell us about your journey. So from basketball, you started modeling.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, you were built for the runway. Been all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
But then what?
Well, I ended my season playing professionally in
Look how
Spain.
beautiful. Oh, so
I
gorgeous.
mean,
So you did University of Pittsburgh, did college basketball.
Right.
You went to Spain,
Yes.
played professionally.
Yes, and I hurt my knee at the end of my season. I tore both meniscus, tore my ACL, and cracked my femur, which had me not walking for about 4 months. But after I finally got back on my feet, literally, I lived in New Jersey. So I decided to take the train out to New York and just, you know, hit the ground running, go to casting calls and see what happened. And I kind of got thrown right into Fashion Week from there, and it just snowballed.
but one of the things I respect about you and your career so much is that you've done it independently.
Right.
You know, and that's very difficult to do. Most models have agents, they have managers and mother agents, and you have been in business for yourself all over the world.
Yes, I've actually been a huge advocate. I didn't realize it until later on that I've been an entrepreneur this entire time, working for myself, being self-represented, and always marketing and promoting myself in my career. It's something I've always felt strongly about, like owning my image and working for myself, because I know a lot of models come into the industry very young, and they're not as knowledgeable or a little bit naive, and they're enamored by the glamour of the industry. So
Until there's 12 of them living in a one-bedroom apartment.
So what does that look like? What does that look like from, you know, the topic today is about Wealth Wednesday and how we're going from, you know, having a traditional job to becoming independent, whether that be as self-employed and taking independent jobs, or whether that be running a business or being an investor. What does that look like? What was that journey for you, and then what advice would you give for others?
Actually, I skipped the part between the basketball and the modeling. I did have a cubicle job, which I hated. Like it was the toughest thing, trying to get used to running up and down a court to sitting in a cubicle 9 to 5. It just was not for me. I mean, more power to the people that it is for, but it wasn't something that I could get used to. So it was from there that I decided that I was going to save up the money, stay there as long as I needed to, just to save up the money and then make the move out to LA. But it wasn't tough at first. I actually started out driving for Uber.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just to get by in the beginning until I started getting some jobs and, you know, really getting into the industry, networking and meeting people. But constantly investing in myself has been a big thing.
Well, and what I love too about your mission as a modelpreneur is investing that knowledge into the younger models and teaching them how to be in business for themselves. What happens when you age out of the industry, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to get stuck on some contract in Taipei forever waiting for some agent to tell you what you're going to do with the rest of your life. You can take charge right now, and that's part of your mission, right?
Yes.
So talk to us a little bit about that.
So I started the Modelpreneur Bootcamp to kind of jumpstart aspiring models and creatives in the fashion industry, trying to get a hold of these models that come in very young and are very naive and taken advantage of easily, and trying to teach them everything that I wish that I knew when I was starting out, so they could avoid the negativity and things like that, the vultures in the industry going into it. I also encourage entrepreneurship and teaching them how to work for themselves before and after an agency. Like an agency, it's a big misconception that it's an end-all be-all. Like once I get an agency, that's it, I don't have to do anything else, they're going to do everything for me. But encouraging them from the beginning to work for yourselves up to that point and continue doing it after.
Wow, it's such great advice. You know, Jez and I, and Erin definitely could have, but we spent some time in the modeling world and doing fashion for about 10 years, and I know that when I entered, it was like the golden age of modeling, which dates me a little bit, but it was a time when you would go in, you could be brand new, and they would develop you as a model, and they would develop your career. And nowadays, there's none of that. You know, you walk in, and they book you on jobs. Maybe you get your checks, maybe, but it's an entirely different, you know, sort of experience. So I have to really thank you for doing that kind of work, offering that work.
It's my pleasure. It's my opportunity to give back. I've always been sort of a leader through basketball, and mentoring is really my passion.
What's been the most rewarding part of this journey for you?
I think the most rewarding part, especially in the Modelpreneur Bootcamp, is seeing them come in one way and leaving like a totally different person. Like seeing the change in them. I had one girl, Ari, that came from Dallas, Texas, and she went through my Modelpreneur Bootcamp. In the beginning, she's in the wellness industry, and so she's not even a model, and she's the exact opposite of me. But seeing how her confidence changed, her self-confidence just changed immensely from the time that she came in to the time that she left. And now just like watching her over Instagram, seeing the quality of her pictures and how she exudes such like positivity and self-confidence is just the most gratifying thing for me.
What do you think has been the keys to your success, and even the success of, you know, other folks, friends, colleagues, clients that you've had? What are the top keys?
I think one of the major keys has been networking and staying positive, having a firm belief that you can achieve what you want. And I think that's been the major key, being a self-represented model. Just having the firm belief that I don't necessarily need someone to make things happen for me, that I can make them happen for myself.
Do you see any parallels? I think that life is like a microcosm of a macrocosm, and one area transcends into the other area. What do you think is similar to basketball and modeling?
Love that question.
Having a sense of camaraderie and teamwork, knowing how to work with others, and also how to lead constructively. I think that's been the major correlation between the two.
I would imagine the grit and the discipline too.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of working out because it was a job for so long in my life, but yeah, having the discipline to maintain a diet and a routine.
Tell us a little bit about your routine. What is a diet for you?
A diet for me is mostly water, no fried foods, no sweets, and no red meat. I've recently cut out red meat. It's been about 5 months now. I'm pretty proud of myself.
Wow.
But it actually wasn't that hard because when I was playing basketball, it was mostly chicken and fish. So now I'm just down to chicken.
So you eat like protein and veggies,
Yeah.
and do you eat multiple times a day? How often do you eat?
Probably 2 to 3 times, yeah.
I have to eat every 2 hours. So
I'm with you.
You know what's so just
like 2 times a day.
It's good to know yourself, and it's good to just share that and be honest about it, because so many people look at you and think, wow, what would I need to do to look like her? Well, for one, you're never going to look like her, because you're always going to look like yourself. But two, you know, it's a conversation people always ask me as a model. They're like, oh, what do you eat? When do you work out? How many hours do you sleep? What do you avoid? And so it's just interesting to be able to have that conversation, you know, and to encourage people to still live a healthy lifestyle. Models do eat. Models do have to work out.
And it's a big change coming from basketball. Being an athlete, I was eating like 6 times a day. But now, like, and then moving into modeling, things had to change significantly.
Yeah, for sure. Well, where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook at Miss Colewoods, MISS Colewoods.
I love it. So beautiful. I love your earrings too.
Thank you.
I don't know if you can see them on the camera, but they're gorgeous. So stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.
A Long Time, your new single, produced by Pooh Bear. Yes. Works with the bees. Yes. I know this is massive.
It is, yeah. I was so amazed because I actually wrote a song about Justin Bieber in my previous album, and suddenly, you know, Pooh Bear comes along and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I gotta meet Justin. This is like, this is fate, this is destiny right here. So yeah, it was an amazing experience working with him. He's super talented, he's so humble, he's so down to earth, and it was just a blast working with him. You know, I'm living the best life. I have great parents, I have such good friends, I have a dream, you know, I have my music, I have my friends, so I think I'm really happy.
Welcome back to Purpose. I am your host, Brittany Zonker. I am flying with Andrew Seeley, the acro yoga instructor. This is insane, guys. I've been like this for like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
it doesn't. Yeah, I'm just hanging out. It feels like you should do this every day to me.
You can set up some sessions.
This feels amazing.
Yeah.
You guys, if you want to train with Andrew Seeley, all you have to do is look him up on Instagram. He is absolutely incredible. I've had an amazing time interviewing Mr. Seeley today. He teaches all over the world. He will help your body, mind, and your soul find your purpose. For this episode of Purpose, I'm your host, Brittany Zonker. I'll see you next time.
I mean, you have been a host and much more than that for many, many years. Any tips you can give us?
You start early in the morning here, so as long as you have somebody who like picks up the speed for you, it's kind of like any relationship, right? Like someone has to have your back. Like if they know, like you're not knowing where the next camera is, the next question, you know, as long as you're in tune with each other. But I think your show is incredible, and I'm so thrilled that I could be a part of it today. But more than that, it is about saying, hey, you know what, we need to impact change. What is the one little way in our own world that we can impact change? And whether it's you guys interviewing certain people, bringing awareness to topics, this is what needs to happen, because we've all woken up and we know, we know what the future is if we keep going down this path.
I know that the calling and the purpose is so much greater than me trying to get my hair right, to go to the red carpet and whatever. I got to keep up because the purpose is so great.
Welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are talking abundance with 4 queens and boss babes today. Gosh, I appreciate you guys joining us so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
I'm so excited because during the break, we just realized that we were both Geminis.
Yes, we are.
Special shout out to everyone who shares our birthday, because we're birthday twins.
Yes.
And it's because I'm wearing this zodiac necklace. So it just launched yesterday on Collectin. Speaking of being an entrepreneur, so I partnered with them and have my own style boutique. I'm really excited about. You can get this ring, this bracelet, this one-of-a-kind exclusive zodiac necklace. It's like, it's fun to be on brand, right?
Yes.
Like, represent
Where
yourself.
can I get it?
Well, if you download the Collectin app, invite code my name, Jezlan, Jezlan, shop my store.
All right.
I think we may have a future in TV. Yeah. She's got the segue all the way down. That was awesome.
Exactly. So I'm really excited about that, but it's always fun to connect through like your zodiac, right?
Sure.
So I feel like now I get you.
What's
your sign?
Cancer.
Cancer. Ooh, what does that mean?
I'm just after. That I'm very reserved. I can be like snippy sometimes, but for the most part, just conservative.
We might have a man in the wings feeding some cancer information to us.
And what are you? What sign are you?
I'm Sagittarius.
And what does that mean to you?
Oh man, it just means I'm a boss. Actually, what it really means is that I'm a freedom seeker. So Victoria, the associate producer for the show, she and I share the same birthday. And it's interesting how similar we actually are, because we're freedom seekers, but we're also freedom givers. Oh. And the Sagittarius is also the archer of the zodiac,
Yeah.
so we have big ideas.
I love it.
Yeah, we tend to find positivity a pretty easy thing as well, which is on brand. And you, Erin?
I'm a Virgo, which
Virgo.
supposedly is, we're perfectionists, we're a little bit challenging, but we're very, very intelligent. So I don't know what that means, but I just, I'm a virgin. Just no.
A virgin?
We're
like, what?
Yeah, well, Emily and I, being Geminis, we're naturally very social, so it makes absolute sense that you're doing so well with network marketing.
Yeah. I am an introvert, though. I'm an outgoing introvert.
Well, that's because there's two of us.
There's two. So I can turn it on, and then when I'm done, I go stare at the wall and drool. Like, people, it's just what I am. Like,
yeah, you hit the wall.
Yeah.
What do you say, though, to people who, you know, sometimes they give Geminis bad rap. They'll say, like, oh, there's two of you. Oh, you're two-faced. What would you say to that?
Depends on who it is.
Yeah. I say we're the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Yeah. We just have a big personality.
Yeah. He gets two wives.
Oh, he loves it.
Who will show up today?
You never know.
So do you guys consider yourself business owners, entrepreneurs, investors? Like when you speak about what you do, how do you speak about it?
Yeah, business owners.
Business owner?
Yeah.
Would you say you're an entrepreneur?
Yeah, I would say I'm an entrepreneur with a network marketing company.
Okay, got it.
I would definitely consider myself a modelpreneur, absolutely, and also a business owner because I am my own business.
Yeah.
I like it.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm a soulpreneur, not solopreneur, soulpreneur.
Oh, I love that. Look at you,
That's
S-O-U-L.
That just feels good.
Yeah, but we're launching a lot of women's events, and you know, I mean, I think monetization's interesting. I luckily have monetization I did a long time ago with assets and real estate and green tech stuff, which has allowed me to really take on something that takes longer to grow.
Right.
You know, so it just depends on what you're building. Are you building a brand, or are you actually monetizing? And it's very different. Very different.
That's a great question, actually, and I get that question a lot, and I hear that question a lot. That, you know, if somebody wants to enter or strike out on their own, start their own business, should they wait until they have enough money saved up to make the quantum leap? Should they do it a little early? I know it's probably different for everyone, but what would your recommendations be for people who are kind of concerned about having, you know, the security or not having the security?
It depends on what the upfront cost is. Again, I'm sitting here to promote network marketing, but that's why I love it, because the startup is so low that someone like me who didn't have any bit of savings could start a now $1 million business. But I think you got to just go for it at some point. It's never going to be safe. It's never going to be like, all right, it's perfect out. I got the money in the bank. Let's go. Like, you're just going to have to go, but at the same time have the discernment. Are you getting yourself into massive debt?
It's a good point, because not making a decision is a decision.
Yes.
And sometimes that's riskier than what you think of as taking action.
Decision is the worst thing you can
It
do
is.
for
It's
the
yourself.
worst.
And it's contagious.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make a decision, deal with the consequences, and keep moving forward.
true.
Motion creates emotion.
It's true.
That's
Love
from my
that.
mentor, Andy Walton.
Andy's getting a lot of
In my
tentacles today.
entrepreneur life school.
It's a good point. It's one of the things that they've found that scientifically, like, you know, a lot of us, I know I struggled a lot with indecision. Like, I would have trouble just choosing what to eat. No, I'm not interested in like 99% of the things that people ask me about. Like, I don't really care.
I know.
You know, go there, it doesn't matter. But one of the things I discovered in that process is that, you know, if you feel like you're pretty indecisive, that if you can learn to make snap decisions about very small things, it'll begin to ramp up for you, so it'll be easier to make to be more decisive about decisions.
Yeah, it's so true. And you have more energy, because the more decisions.
That's right.
It's why, like, Tony Robbins wears the same thing all the time. I'm like, dude, come on, let's spice it up. You know? But I get it. He just wants to go. You know, look at so many people. They do less decisions.
Yeah.
You have more energy.
It's true.
It's true.
A lot of my male friends are very, very successful. You go in their closets and it's like they have the same shirts, like they have 4 of the same outfits over and over
I must
again.
be leaking energy, man. Every day I choose something different.
Keep your style. We need your style.
You'd make so much more money if I just chose a uniform.
No, we need your style.
walk.
Yeah. Walk your truth, Rob.
Yeah.
Claim that abundance. We are Good Morning LaLaLand, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You can also listen to your favorite interviews as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right, we're waking up the world together. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and tell somebody about it. If you love people, you should support them as we do with everyone. So have a wonderful, divine day, and may you claim your birthright of prosperity.
It's going to be a good morning, LaLaLand.
Yeah.